because I was really excited coming into it. I was excited but a little bit nervous. Oh my God, I'm a bride. I'm a bride right now. It was a bit surreal being in the dresses and seeing myself wearing wedding dresses. My brother was like, love that one. Yes, this one. And I was like, oh, okay. It's like that one, I love it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, great.
So we're through day one. You've had a try-on session. Tell me now, you've worked with these gowns, you know these gowns. How was it on the flip, being the bride?
Yeah. It was actually a bit of a surreal experience,
Yeah.
I will say. I'm just trying to reflect back on Sunday and how I felt, because it sort of actually did feel, because I was really excited coming into it. I was excited but a little bit nervous coming into the appointment, knowing, I was like, I already know what it looks like, I know the dresses, but I think my first instinct was excited but a bit nervous. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, when I came in, it was a bit surreal being in the dresses and seeing myself wearing wedding dresses.
And not in the context of, hey Shenali, try this on so you know what the brides feel when they try it on.
Exactly right. It was on the flip
context
side,
is totally different.
100%. It was looking at myself going, oh my God, okay, am I getting married in this? Is this going to be the dress that I wear for the day? Because normally when the dresses come in, we get to try them on to get the feel of, you know, what they're like or how they fit. It's very much more logical when I think about wearing the dresses. But when I wore it on Sunday, when we were trying, it was very surreal, but it was, I don't think I quite grasped yet looking at myself in the dress going, oh my God, I'm a bride. I'm a bride right now.
And do you think having your family around you changed that? Because, you know, they don't normally come in here.
No, absolutely it did. I think even me being out of the black clothes, having my family there, we sort of had the space, you know, to ourselves as well. It definitely felt more like, yes, I'm the bride coming in and trying the dresses on. But as I said, it was it was fun, it was exciting, it was nerve-wracking, but I was sort of feeling a whole lot of emotions. But I think what I vividly remember is when I was looking at myself in the dresses, it was just kind of like, oh my God, okay, is this what I'm wearing on the day? I'm a bride, like I'm the bride now. So it felt weird. It felt very weird.
So we have renewed understanding of our brides coming in saying they're nervous when this is our world and this is our space.
I know, and I didn't think I would be, because obviously I see these dresses all the time, and I knew I had an idea of what I wanted coming into the appointment, so that I think helped, but even by trying them, it still felt really surreal.
And did any of the gowns that you tried on, did they look different than you thought that they would?
Oh, no, I think they did what I thought they would do. I thought
no, that makes sense because you're around the gowns all the time.
But I think maybe what surprised me was how, and this is going to sound really like up, but how nice they looked on. Like sometimes you might look, because I'm really short. So for me, I'm like, okay, you know, if I do certain styles, it's just going to make me look ridiculous because I'm so short. But some of the styles when I put on, I was like, oh, actually, don't look that bad.
I'm rocking that.
I look good.
Which is, that's the idea.
I do want to look good in the dresses.
Like,
so I was like, okay, this looks nice on me. I look good.
Yeah.
So I think that would be mainly what I was surprised at. That certain dresses, I knew it would look like that, but I was more surprised on how it actually looked on me. No, it's very, very interesting. Just very, because I remember you saying a couple of times, oh, I really like this, but I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel. And we hear that all of the time, saying, should I be crying? I feel like I found the dress. Or how should I feel? I don't know. I've read all this stuff, I've heard all this stuff about how I should feel. And I'm not feeling that, and yet I feel like this could be the gown. I don't know, it just seems, is there a right and a wrong? And I don't think, I mean, I always say to my brides anyway, even when they're in the dresses, that, I mean, I've done this for 10 years now, so the yes moment is very different for every person. And it isn't always going to be something where you put it on, you start crying. And I didn't have that, you're so right. When I put it on, I was like, I loved it, and I knew I loved it. I knew I sort of looked good at it, and in my mind I was like, yeah, okay, I can see this for how I'm envisioning the day and what I want this dress to be. But part of me was like, is it because I see wedding dresses all the time that I was a bit desensitized to it? I don't know, like, was I meant to be, you know, crying? Am I meant to be like, oh my God, hysterical, this is the dress? But I didn't have that moment, but I had a moment of, oh, this.
Oh, you did?
I had like
you were very dancing on the inside.
I was dancing on the inside. Yeah. I did, but that's what I mean. I didn't have a, like, for me, I mean, I don't know how much you're going to edit out this one, but because I was choosing between the two dresses, it was like they were so different between the two, and I still felt like, okay, I liked it. I felt really good in it. Yeah. But I didn't have the crying, like, oh my God, this is it. This is
Who cries nowadays? We don't have many, do we?
I reckon in the time that I've been a bridal styles salon manager as well.
Just a long time.
A long time. I reckon I've had maybe 4 or 5 girls that have cried. So I don't think we have it in the moment, because as well, I think, and this is where I kind of understood from the bride's perspective, that you love the style and you always love the look of the dress, but the emotion might not be there because, like, it's not fitting perfectly too, you know, so we're just trying to sample. So for you, like, I was looking at it more of like, okay, do I like this vibe? But I know that I think once it's in my right size, when it's fitted, when it's kind of nearing the day, and when I have that dress fitting me perfectly, is probably when I'll probably have that moment of, oh, okay, it's happening and it's real. Yeah. So I think that was also my mind where it went into that. Like, I was empathizing with a lot of my brides, going, okay, I can get, like, where you love it and you know you love it, but you're only going to love it more when it's your dress, not the sample that I was trying on.
And when the alterations are done, because they never fit when they come.
Exactly right.
But it's
I know. I was trying. I'm reflecting back, and I don't think
I mean, take up poker. What can I say? I was like, oh, hello.
I know.
Because your brother was very animated, and your sister-in-law was very animated. Yes. Your mum's a thinker.
My mum's
she was like, and I thought, okay.
Yeah, my brother, he was so excited. And I think that's why I was getting the feedback from them, and in my mind, but I'm also a thinker. Like, when I say thinker, like, I'm emotive and I can feel, but I'm also, when it comes to, like, big decision things or dress decision things, I do feel, but I also, like, think. So I sort of looked at it, and I was almost, while I was in the dress, I think within myself, I was thinking. Yeah. If that makes sense. I was like, oh, okay, what do I feel about this? So I'm thinking, so everyone else is like, oh, yeah, like my brother was like, love that one. Yes, this one. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, that one, I love it. And I was like, oh, great.
He's got you changing every 10 minutes.
He's like, try that one. Oh my God, yes, this one's my favourite now. And he's had like 5 favourites when it came out. I love him.
But there was one he went, no.
Yes. Nope. Yeah. When he doesn't like it, he's brutal. That's why I brought him. Because we're very, very close. Obviously, being a twin. Yeah. So we're quite close. So he was, when he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it. But when he does, he's like the best hype man.
Yeah. He was so cool. He is. What I liked as well, and it's interesting because not a lot of our brides have I ask the question a lot. I say, well, what is your fiance going to be wearing? And if they're marrying a man, they'll often say, well, a suit. Yep. And I think, okay, what sort of suit? The fact that Andy has such a defining colour that he'll be wearing, being Scottish, having the colour contrast to hold against the gowns that you were trying on, it put it into better context, I felt, because you could look at some of the gowns that you tried on, which were beautiful, and like, hang on, I like this. But how is it going to look against what Andy's going to wear? And some of them were like, that looks great. And some of them were like, oh, maybe not. Yeah.
But that helped too, because that helps with narrowing down, you know? So for me, it was almost like, I put some of the dresses on, I'm like, oh, like, that looks really nice. But then you go, okay, but if I'm thinking about it at the venue, if I'm thinking about it with Andy's outfit and just putting it in the setting, it helped, because then I was like, okay, whilst I really love this dress and whilst I really like it on me, I don't want to leave with 10 favourites. Like, I don't want to love everything. You know, you do want to, I didn't want to leave kind of going, I didn't have my core favourites. So that helped me to go, I preferred that over this dress because of that. So it wasn't about, it went from, all right, I know it looks good now, so it's not about not looking good. It did look good, but then it was going, does that fit with, Andy's outfit did not fit with that, and that kind of helped me rule stuff.
it was just, it almost made me think, do we need to get some sort of blow-up dummy with a black
have
suit?
the guy standing there.
And then say, okay, let's bring out the groom, and that may be
think it looks like?
a male, maybe a lady, and maybe a man,
Yeah.
all inclusive,
Yeah.
but to bring it out and say, now, how does this gown look against this? Do you think that's ridiculous? Do you think if somebody brought up a blow-up doll, would that make you feel like sick?
I mean, I'd probably, I'll be honest, I probably would feel weird walking out with a blow-up doll in front of the bride. I don't know if I would
They
do
think
that.
that we're up to weird things in the background.
Blow-up doll, you could probably do it like bring a photo. Like,
A printer. But it reminds me now of, you know, when you have like the hens parties and they have like the body of like a guy, then you put your partner's face
no.
on it. Yeah.
Yuck.
So you have like,
Ew.
they're like, oh, it's a full on like 6-pack abbed guy, and then you've got your partner's face
Oh, do
on
they
it.
do that?
Yeah. It's your head, so it's like, woo, that's
Okay.
him. I would be bringing out a blow-up doll.
1 minute, is he wearing black? I'll
Yeah,
be back in a
let me-
second.
give me 1
And we can
second.
have for the grey suit, the beige colour, and then the black tie. Okay.
$3.
And they'll look at us and go,
No.
bye-bye.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm done. My time's
Oh, is that the
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You probably can't know that. Imagine the doll coming out and you're like,
I'll be back in a minute.
what is she bringing out? This is a doll.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no,
Okay,
no.
no. But look, I think having the idea around what Andy's wearing,
Yeah.
it did sort of help. I think
Yes.
if somebody were wearing something that was really neutral,
Yeah.
it's
Doesn't
not as
matter as
high
much.
impact.
Yeah.
But if there's colour and contour
Yeah.
on the other side of the aisle,
Yes.
then it really helps.
It will, yeah. So that's why it is also something in my mind, because
Yeah.
not just him, but we're thinking about
Yeah.
the bridal party, the boys also doing
Yeah.
the tartan and the kilts
Yeah.
and all of that as well. So it is on my mind to help me. Everyone says it doesn't matter. Like I need to make sure that I feel amazing, whatever
Yeah.
dress it is. So, but it is also something that'll help me
Yeah.
to go, I think this will look better overall if I'm really torn.
Yeah. So you've had a real live try-on now.
Yeah.
So you're a real live bride. We know
Yeah.
that. We know that.
Yeah.
What thoughts went through your mind that you feel that you can help with your brides that come in? Because you see so many brides
Yeah.
so often, and you're loved and adored, and everybody wants Shenali.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you could internalise or take from the experience of the weekend that would help your bride? Say if they're between two dresses,
Yeah.
and it often happens, where one is, say, an A-line or more flared, and one is a chicer look.
Yeah.
If that were you and
Yeah.
you had two gowns
Yeah.
that were totally different, but you love them both,
Yeah.
what question would you ask yourself
Ooh.
to say, which one would I go for?
Yeah. I think, I don't know, it wouldn't necessarily be, I don't know how I would. If I'm actually doing think about it, the first thing that's come to my mind, it's not necessarily the advice I would give of a question, is almost just not putting pressure. Like just go, okay, don't, because I can overthink. I can sort of be like, you know, okay, which one am I going to make the wrong choice? I love them both equally. Oh, what do I do? Who's who? But it's almost just, for me, in that situation is more just not putting that pressure on myself and knowing that they're both going to be amazing. I just have to, so maybe actually if I think about it, the question would be, I think the question would sort of be something along the lines of, did it feel, which one did you feel like the most, like one within your gut, there is something in your gut that always like takes you to one or the other, whether it's something that we've always seen ourselves with an image, so you want to be that image, so you know that's sort of where you want to strive to go for look-wise. So it would be, which one do you feel the most special, and which I think it'll be more when you're thinking about it, what suits the day, if that helps. So that's what will help me, because I'm a comfort girl too. So I'm like, hey, which one do I feel comfortable in? Which one do I think will suit the overall aesthetic when I think about my wedding day and thinking about the reception and all of that. But I think mainly for me, because I know I can get into like a headspin, is just don't put pressure. Just trust. Like trust. I know it sounds really corny, but like just trust your gut and commit. Like when you just commit to a look. That sort of, especially so if you're coming back to that question of the two, if you're doing an A-line or a fitted, there's a reason we've chosen those two, because they look amazing. So it's not about now not looking good. It's now then committing to the look. So you've just got to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to be that bride. Great, that's the one I'm going to get. Or I'm going to be that bride. Great, I'm going to be that one.
Yeah.
That's how I would see it for myself even now. I mean, comparing between the two.
Because you've got two.
I am. That's why I was like, I'm putting myself in a comparing between the two, and it's more, I think I would say I just don't want to put pressure on myself and just commit to a look.
Okay.
And it's going to be amazing, regardless.
So of the two that you tried, so like a lot of brides, come in, find two.
Yep.
From the weekend till now, how much time have you spent thinking about the two? How much time have you spent looking at the photos and the videos to help you navigate to the which one moment?
Yeah. Actually, funnily enough, this might be good psychology. We spoke about it, so I went for some lunch with my family, so we all had lunch. We sort of spoke a bit about it then. I had, because we have the Sunday, Monday off, so for me, I actually had that 2 days, maybe I spent, I don't know, maybe a few hours that night, but once I went home, because Andy was there, so I was like, okay, put it away, can't look at it.
Well, that's a good point, isn't
it?
You can't just
have
it out.
No, I can't sit there, because especially like if he's there, I don't want him to accidentally see it, and he doesn't want to see anything. So when I got home, lights out, nothing dress related. And then obviously we had the Monday, he was home. So I just had a couple of snippets here and there for maybe 1 or 2 hours, but then haven't thought about it since I started. So since coming back, I haven't.
And do you have in your mind because you've got time, which is great, but you don't have months and months to make a decision. No. Did you sort of, like, when it's hard, because you're right, you get back and you go on with your normal life, and that doesn't include hiding stuff necessarily. So your partner's likely to see you when you're sitting scrolling,
exactly,
having a coffee or wherever watching TV.
He's there, and you don't want to. But also, when you go back home, I know, say for us, we're in the midst right now of doing like the invites, and so I've got like a little wedding website doing. So I'm focusing on that. So I've kind of put my energy there. So the dress has sort of, whilst I was fresh in the moment on that Sunday, Monday, since then, I've not thought about it. I've just left it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a real insight, because I would have thought that you might, because you took so many videos and photos, and brides do, and we get it, that you might have spent more time. But it's a portion of a moment in a day, but you've got to get on with the rest of your life.
Yeah. And I think actually by putting that thought in, and I'm not sure, obviously every bride will be different, but when I was thinking about it, it is that context of, you might think you have all this time to sit and stare at the videos and the photos. And I did for a little bit, but I reckon it would have only been maybe say an hour of the day. But because I have everyone around, so once Andy's there, that's it. Like, I'm not looking at it. And even if I have a moment to myself, I'm not just thinking of the dress part, you're also thinking about the other parts of the wedding. And because the way I do it, so I don't get, this is something I say to myself, is I'm just doing bit by bit. So otherwise it starts getting a bit overwhelming when you think about all the stuff that you have to do with the wedding. So I'm just going, all right, today I'm going to focus on this. This week I'm going to be focusing on that, and just ticking that off my list as I go and just staying focused on it. So when I, like I said, I'd probably come back in for a second one to retry just the two. And I think in that moment would be when I'm like, okay, this week I'm focusing on dress. If that makes sense. So that I'll be like, okay, this week is me deciding on my dress. So I'm going to do, what does that entail? So me coming back in, trying on, see how I feel, tick, order, go. And then that's me ticked that list off for that week.
Yeah, and it's so powerful, because how often do we hear brides leave through the frosted door and you hear the cheering?
Yes, I really love that.
And you guys left? You cheered.
Yeah. Did you?
Yep.
Did you hear it? Oh my God, I didn't even remember that. I was probably like,
when you went out the door, I was like, oh, how cute. It was like, yay!
I don't remember. There must have been.
I could, honestly, I could hear. I was like,
that was probably my brother.
Yeah, it was.
He was probably like, woo, you just
he was. But there was a real woo. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay,
they were all excited.
But it was just, that's really amazing insight.
Yeah.
That's really, really powerful. So coming back the second time, because some people do, and some people don't. Yeah. It's, some people are able to say, I've done my research, this is my gown. Yeah. Moreover, people will say, okay, I've got it, like you say, you don't want to put pressure on yourself. I need to come back, and hopefully you've got the time to allow that. Yeah. So when you come back, are you going to have the same crew, or are you going to have different people?
I would probably have different people. I think same would be my mum.
Yes.
So I'll definitely have her.
Yeah.
And it'll be whether my brother and my sister-in-law will be available, but if not, I would probably maybe bring another bridesmaid or whoever. Yeah. Emma will be one, so she might be able to come in as well. Yeah. But mainly I think mum, because I think with that it would just be my mum and me just going, cool, like what do we think? Yeah. Which one? Yeah. Because I think everybody else, it doesn't really, they'll love it regardless. That's right. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna, so it's more about me sharing that, because then I might do, because I've got 7. It's too many, 7 people. That's too much.
That's another story.
That's the story for another time. They would probably come in for the fittings, but I don't want everyone there when I'm picking the dress, because I would want to just make sure that I'm loving it. Yes, she did share with me what she was liking, but she was also like, whatever you want, so whatever you felt. So she kept like bringing it on to me, saying, how did you feel? What were you liking in either of the 2 dresses? What did you feel? Yeah. So.
But really interesting that when you get back to that next stage, you'll be on a mission, as you say. I'll be looking at dresses, deciding the dress, what sort of bride do I want to be? I will do that, and then I'll tick that box. Yes. And then I'll move on to the next step.
And that's what the main thing is, and I think that's why I say with the dress, it was nice coming down. So it's not like I'm going to do it and I don't have the time. It's just I have enough time to do that, but I'd be coming in within the next 2-3 weeks, you know, because then it's like, okay, that's when I'm ready to make decisions. So it's nice to have it, look at it, ponder about it, but I'm not waiting months and months. And I just think it's too long as well. You just want to know it, because a lot of my other pieces or my other styling could come from the dresses.
Ah, very good, yeah.
That I pick, you know what I mean? So it depends what, because obviously we've shared, I'm going to be wearing, like I'll be looking to wear a sari for the day. So the dress would then, like I want it to be 2 different looks.
You've said some really powerful things, and that helps us understand the bride's journey as well, that we live in the bridal world and we think gown, 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 gown. Yeah. And but it's so much bigger than that. Yeah. It's so much more powerful. Yeah. But in terms of the cycle, you have your appointment. How long do you think is the ideal or optimum time that you should come back in, so that you're not starting again? Yeah. It's been too long, you're not sure, you may have missed something, you want to start from the beginning. Yeah. What do you think would be the perfect timing between appointments?
I mean, I don't know, within the absolute latest within the month, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
No later, because I feel like that after a month, that's just, that you forget. Yes. You know, you've forgotten what you've tried. Yeah. If you're doing a couple more other places in between, like you start accumulating a lot more styles. So honestly, having experienced my dress shop and how I'm thinking that I want to do it, is my best advice is when you're ready, like coming in with a mission, like so you definitely started, well for me, as I said, I would need the 2 to be sure, but I'm doing it within the month. If I know I'm not ready to be doing the dress shopping right then and there, I'm not even thinking about it. So I'm not going to start now and then look and come back in like 3 months time, because I could like something completely different. So I'm coming at the right time, focusing on and getting my mindset ready to be like, okay, this is D-Day, I'm doing dress this month. Yeah.
And then the sense of relief you'll feel, you got to tell me.
I know, I will tell you. I will actually, to see whether like I have that, because you're right, because we do get a lot of our brides, as soon as they say yes, they're like, oh, woo, or they have that like, oh, I'm so excited. Like now I feel like that's a major like relief to have found the dress, because then everything else can fall from there. So I'll let you know how I feel. Okay. You'll know.
Oh no.
You'll know. I'll be here.
No, I look forward to that. It's going to be great. But that's
I'm excited
really,
to try that again.
Yeah, but it's great insight as well, because now you can go on and share that with your brides.
Yeah. Honestly, it did actually. There was a lot of little, like I said, a lot of little things that I hadn't really thought of until I was doing it. So okay. So, ready for round 2?
I'm ready for round 2.
Yay!
If you did enjoy today's episode, please do click like and the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.